and he didn't know if he could win that battle. So he went to Elisha, the prophet Elisha, and he was sharing with Elisha where he was and what was going on in his life. And if you remember, Elisha was going through his own battle himself. Right? These are the very last words of the prophet Elisha. As a matter of fact, in the next verse, after we get done with this, it will say that Elisha passed away. Right? So Elisha died right after talking and right after having these words with King Joash. So we started to see how there were some very specific things that we would have to do in order to win the victory over the battles that we face every day. Because that battle that you and I face, sometimes it keeps coming at us every day and every month and every year. And until we overcome, we're going to be fighting the same battles over and over and over again. Have you ever felt like you've been there and you've done that? You ever felt like you've fought that so many times and you just didn't have enough to cross the line? Well, that's exactly where Joash was, and the prophet Elisha was giving him these words of wisdom on how you can actually cross the line. How do I get past stuck? How do I move from where I am to the victory that God has for me? So he gave him these words. He said, first, take your bow. So we looked at the bow and the arrow. And if you recall, the bow and the arrow represented all of the things that you have in your hands. It's all of the things that I already have. God has already given me enough for me to get started. He's already given me enough. He's already put enough around me for me to get started on the calling and the place that He has for me. So instead of me having to go out and buy fancy clothes and all this new stuff and load up all these things, He said, no,